Good morning. Welcome to I'm sorry. I was trying to cut that off. But good morning. Welcome to another morning brew with your girl Germaine. Let me now my sister know that I go live at this time. So what is she doing? But how's everybody doing out there? Hope everybody's doing good. We have another morning brew topic for you today. Yes. So, whew, just needed to take a breath. Hold on one second. So, what are you drinking? I actually, do you notice I have my coffee cup, but I have a straw in it? Yes, I decided to do iced coffee today. I know it's a little chilly outside, but I just wanted something different. All right. But I hope everybody's really doing good today because today's brew is you don't need a new goal. You just need a clear why. Now, when I tell you this one definitely is for me, I don't know who else this may resonate with. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to turn my ringer off. I don't know who else this may resonate with, but for me, this coffee break is for me. So I'm not going to keep you long. It's not a long one, but I definitely want to share this information because you never know who it may resonate with. So, once again, today's brew, you don't need a new goal. You need a clear why. So, you know how we do, we take a pause so we can pour into purpose. But let's talk about it. You know, we often rush, we often rush to set new goals. Is that you? How many goals have you set already for 2026? I could pull a list out, right? But as we're setting these new goals, we feel like it's productive. Bear with me while I turn off my ringer. Okay. But no, we think it's productive. You know, we're all excited and we got these goals in mind and we want to start executing some things and get them out and it sounds good, it feels good and yes, it's a new year and here we go, right? Ready to take off, leave 2025 in last year, not to revisit, look back. You know what I'm finding? That was a really challenging year for a lot of people, including myself. It was a really challenging year for a lot of people, and a lot of people would like to forget about it. Maybe that's why it went so fast. It did go a little fast, right? So, but let's talk about goals without clarity becomes pressure points, not pathways. Before you can commit to another plan, another promise, or another deadline, you just need to revisit the why behind what you're building. Is that fair enough? Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's start there before we come up with another plan, another goal, something else, more pressure on ourselves. I had to just really go back and revisit. And I'm going to tell you a funny, quick story. So, as I was, looking at YouTube, going through, and something popped up, one of the videos, and it was about Alandria from Love Island. And if anybody was a Love Island fan, I did watch, I did get into it. I was a part of it all, but I wasn't overzealous like a lot of people are, right? But, I always championed her from the day she entered into the villa. Beautiful girl, the way she was poised and just keeping herself together. But it's been amazing to watch her journey. And watching her journey, it hasn't even been a year yet since she's been off of that show that literally I thought one decision changed her whole life. One decision. So think about this. Decisions can get you into things, decisions can take you out of things and put you in new things, right? And based on her story, she stated that she had said no 2 times prior. She wasn't available to do Love Island. And on the third time, she decided to say yes. And this was her year. 2025 was her year. And because she said yes to that decision, it literally transformed her whole life. So to look back at her journey and to see where she was strategic. And when I watched this video yesterday, they talked about her goals. They talked about how clear she was. She was clear with her why. She didn't deviate from that. It didn't matter what the noise was around her. She was focused. She was clear. She knew exactly what she wanted to accomplish. She knew exactly how she saw herself, where she wanted to be, and where she was going. She may not have known exactly how she was going to get there. She probably never thought this was going to take her and catapult her to the extremes that it has, but it did. One decision. She said yes. Third time around, she said yes, right? But when I watched this video and I listened to her, I didn't listen to her. I listened to the commentator as she was commenting on her journey. And she talked about, and she was a therapist. She talked about um, how she was clear and direct with setting goals, but more so than that, she was very clear in what her why was. And that is what sparked this morning brew today. Okay. What sparked this morning brew, you don't need a new goal. You need a clear why. And so when I say this was for me, it was like a aha moment when I saw that, because I started looking at literally all the goals that I have set up. And then I had to go back to the beginning, to the basics. Why am I even doing all this? And it made it very clear. It made it very clear. So I decided that, you know what, this would be a good morning brew topic to be able to share with everybody. So, hey, here we are. We are about to share this topic. So let me see who's chiming in today. Good morning, Patricia. Good morning, Leslie. Love the look. Girl, can we just stop, take a pause for a moment and talk about it? New year, new transition. And if you guys were with me day one coming into the new year, I said my words were consistency, doing small things consistently will bring about transformation. Transformation is my second word, transformation. Transformation for self, transformation for my business, transformation in relationships, transformation. And then my third word was building community. And so I am in a place that I am going through transition. My hair, I'm going through a transition. I'm getting back to basics. You know what? When I thought about it, I don't know what made me, after so many years having my hair natural, what made me decide to put a relaxer in my hair for a different look, a new look. Don't get me wrong. I did love my look. I did. But I thought about it. Why did I do that? I thought about it recently because at the time I was just ready for something different, a new look. But I thought about it recently. Why? Why did I do that? Relax my hair, and I have not had a relaxer in God knows how long. I decided to take a bold step and do that. But I did it. Not going to beat myself up about it, but a new decision. I'm making some new decisions. I'm making some decisions to change some things for transformation. So you guys are going to be along this journey, and you're going to see transformation taking place. And in the process, I'm probably not the only one. You all probably deciding to go through your transformation, whatever that may be in your business, your personal self. So, hey, what'd you say? I left the hair crack about 15 years ago. Girl, I was about that many years in. I don't know what. You know what? I did it. I own it. It's done. And now I said to my husband, I said, you know what? No more relaxers. I'm not doing it to myself, because the thing is, as we get older, as we're going through menopause, our hair gets thinner, it changes. And I just said, no more. Nope. So yes, you will be seeing transformation, different do's, hairdos, or whatever. And you know what? A few wigs may come into play. Yes, they will, because I'm not going back to the hair crack. Mm-mm. And now that I put that out there, it's done. It's done. It's finished. It's over. And so, hey, let's continue with Morning Brew. Okay. Let's continue in our message. So, once again, you don't need a new goal. You need a clear why. All right, guys. So let's think about this. Love the transformation. Yes, I feel so empowered. Oh, I feel so empowered. Okay. All right, guys, we're getting back into it. So, let me just kind of revisit, go back to a few things that we were talking about really quickly. That once again, you don't need another promise, another deadline. You need to revisit the why behind what you're building. Purpose is the fuel, and goals are the direction. Let me say that again. Purpose, because that's what we do here. We pour into purpose. Purpose is the fuel, and goals are the direction. So, are you empty? Do you need to fill up? Purpose. Think about your purpose now. Think about your purpose. Is it empty, or do you need to revisit exactly what it is and why it is, right? All right. So, well, this is a segment that we're going to get into right now, pour into purpose, so we can break it down a little more for you, okay? All right. So let's begin. Pour into purpose. A clear why outlives, excuse me, any goal. A clear why outlives any goal. Thank you, Miss Renita Shelton 9436, who's joined in. Yes, it is well. It is well. It is well. So, a clear goal, a clear why outlives any goal. Okay, we're in our purpose. We're pouring into purpose right now. Goals change, but purpose remains. We know that, right? We know goals. I mean, how many goals do we have? How many times will they change? We come into the new year, New Year's resolution, those become goals. And then guess what happened? 30 days in, we're on to something else, right? So here we are. Okay. When the why is strong, endurance follows. Knowing your why keeps you rooted. Knowing your why keeps you rooted when plans shift. Whew, this is so for me. This is so for me. Yes. So let's continue to pour into purpose. Purpose shapes the stories you're writing. Yes, the power of one story. Purpose is so important, okay? Please keep that in mind. Um, your why determines the story you tell with your life and your work. Without clarity, you risk building something that doesn't belong to you. Ooh, storytelling begins with intention, not outcomes. All right, guys, y'all hear that? This is about your story. Remember, that's part of my purpose. Really helping people pour into their purpose while they're discovering their story and the power of their story. Yes, the power of one story. Okay. Let's pour a little more, guys. Let's pour a little more. Legacy is built from alignment, not achievement. What you create should reflect who you are becoming. Authorship isn't just about books. Did you guys think that? Did you think authorship was just about putting another book in the marketplace? It's not. It's about ownership of your narrative. Ownership of your narrative. Don't let anybody tell your narrative. Your narrative. It's yours. A clear why ensures your work carries meaning beyond the moment. All right, guys. Pouring into purpose, those are some real strong nuggets to leave you with. And so, all right. Y'all want to talk about it? Y'all want to put it in the post? What? Y'all want to bring it up, something up in conversation and community? Please do. Feel free. Feel free to give me your thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking about what we're talking about. Does any of this resonate with you? Are you someone that's driven by setting goals and forgetting why you're even setting those goals? Think about it. I just want you to take a pause. I just want you to take a pause so you can begin to pour into your authentic purpose and why we're here, right? Getting fulfillment out of this life that we have to live. It's only one that we get. So we got to make the best of it, right? And we want to make sure we're doing everything we need to do while we're here, minus a lot of stress, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, guys, let's get into our next segment, which is our reflection questions. Let's talk about it. I like to leave you some questions to take with you. And with that, let's get into these questions. All right. So, reflection questions. What goal are you chasing that needs a deeper reason attached to it? Hmm. Let me say that again. What goal are you chasing that needs a deeper reason attached to it? I don't expect you to answer these while we're in this live, you know? I just really want you to kind of really let them steep a little, let them brew a little. Really think about the questions. You may not have an answer for a week or two, or maybe even longer than that. It's up to you, but really think about these questions, okay? Question number two. If someone read the story of your life right now, what would your why say about you? Hmm. I'm thinking myself, if someone was to read my story right now, what would my why say about me? That's a really good question. And I'm gonna definitely make sure I let it brew, I let it steep a little because I'm definitely going to think about that to answer that for me. These questions are for you. You don't have to share them with anybody else, they are for you. All right. So, before we get into our last part, our last segment, there's a lot going on, and I am just so proud of everybody that is taking a stance to write their books. Patricia, you have been on a roll, girl. Listen, Patricia Morgan, who has joined us, Patricia Morgan 9285 over on YouTube. Let me tell you, it's like while you're in your season of writing and birthing, get it out of you. Get it out of you because we deal with seasons in our life. And you're in a season right now of birthing and writing your stories. Get them out of you, get them out of you, get them to the market so the world can read. Yes. And so be just, you know what, but as doing that, when you are doing that, you're not racing against time. Mm-mm. So I want you to keep this in mind. You're not racing against time, but you are acknowledging that when you're in that season and things are just coming to you, ideas, creativity, words, stories, just really pace yourself, take a pause and really see what is happening in your life. Whereas now is your season. Now is that season to move and get the stories out, because sometimes you can miss opportunities if you procrastinate and if you wait too long. You know, who is waiting on your stories right now? Think about it. Somebody's waiting for what's attached to you. So, girl, I encourage you. Write, write, write. so, and so she is. She is writing. All right. So now I know there's some stories that people have. Listen, Leslie, I want to shout out to you real quick because Leslie, who's paid it forward, Leslie was an author, best-selling author, and now she helps other authors as well. So paying it forward. Leslie, book club coming up. Any of your authors, we need them to sign up and register to bring their stories to the Morning Brew Book Club. Yes. And if not as an author, as a reader. So, yes, I'm calling on all support from the community to help build this out. What an amazing platform we can create so people feel comfortable in knowing that the stories that they are writing has an outlet to be able to share with readers around the country and even internationally. What a blessing. I can't do this by myself. It takes an army, a village, a community to help. I always say, you know what? Everybody show up with your puzzle piece because we all have a piece of a puzzle that fits and interlocks with someone else, right? And so it's almost like you're finding your tribe. Um, so with this being said, hey, people I may not know. Oh my gosh, we have down from South Africa. Welcome over on Facebook. You just made my day. Oh my gosh. Guys, did I tell y'all Morning Brew was growing? Thank you for stopping by for this coffee break. South Africa, great to have you in the conversation today as we're talking about As we're talking about, you don't need a new goal, you need to have a clear why. Now, South Africa, I know there's some stories in South Africa that we need to birth out into the marketplace. So let me know. Authors in South Africa, we need to birth into the marketplace. Let's make it happen. This is the beauty of community. This is the beauty of community. So please don't be a stranger. Make sure you stop by for coffee. And, Wednesdays is our morning brew mixed blend Wednesdays. So we're always looking for guests that specialize in their areas of expertise to be able to join us for conversation. Let's talk about what's happening in your world and how you can engage in our community and help someone that may need to hear your voice. They may need to hear what it is that you're doing, what you're building. Their purpose could be tied to you. You just never know. You never know. And then Fridays is our Authors Brew Friday. So, we bring an author in studio and we talk all about it. That story, the power of one story. All right, guys. Well, let me get into our final sip. Um, this is our final sip where I like to just leave some things for you to take along your journey, right? All right. But before I do that, let me put some things up because I want to make sure you know how to connect with us. Even if you have a desire and you want to sow into Morning Brew, a seed, listen, buy me a coffee, right? You can do that at Morning Brew with Germaine or buymeacoffee.com/Morning Brew with Germaine, but it's in the scroll below. But even more so than that, I want you to be able to stop by our website because you can find out everything over there, morningbrewwithgermaine.com. Stop by, see what's happening. Make sure you join the book club. Yes, we are looking for readers all around the globe to join in. Authors, we want you to bring your stories so you could be selected for Author of the Month, and it's your book that we're reading. And then give you the opportunity to meet those that are reading your book. I love that. So, all right, make sure you stop by morningbrewwithgermaine.com for more information on that. All right, guys, so let's get into our final sip. We are coming to the end, and I appreciate you all so much for just chiming in and being a part of this community. So before you write the next chapter, I want you to pause and I want you to reread your purpose. Fair enough? Okay. Because I want you to be clear. You don't need another goal. You need clarity about why this one matters. Yeah. So, you know how I like to do. In the 3 things I really want to leave with you, these call to actions, I want you to sip slow and reconnect with intention. Can you do that? Okay. I want you to pour intentionally. Let purpose lead your planning. Are you with me? Okay. All right. And then I want you to move forward. I want you to write goals that honor your story and your legacy. That might be a little challenging, but I know you can do it. I know you can. I know you can. So if you need to just play back this video and get these points, the point of purpose points, and just take some things away, the reflection questions, then you know what? Just go over to the YouTube channel at morningbrewwithgermaine.com. You can go on to Facebook under Germaine D. Miller. I think that's it. Yeah. Or Germaine Miller Summers. It's just easier to build over on. Listen, just go to YouTube. The vault, everything is right there. You could go through other morning brews with Germaine, and hey, whatever works for you. But thank you. Thank you for stopping in. I want everyone to have a great day. South Africa, thank you for being a blessing and showing up along with the rest of the community who's always a blessing, right? So hopefully this will not be your last time. All right, guys, have a great day. Please be safe out there. And you know what? Inspire someone today. Just a smile or kind words. All right. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.